Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about how this retrograde of Mars, the issues that I've talked about that come up, that we're going to be faced with concerning any past anger issues. So I thought I might go through all the signs because this will give you an idea what area of your life it will be surfacing from. Because wherever Mars is transiting while it's retrograde, whatever house it's in, according to your ascendant, will give you the idea as to what area you're going to be confronted with and also how you can heal it. Because this is such a great opportunity for healing. I love astrology when we use it for its highest good, and that is to improve ourselves and make our lives better. That's the whole purpose that I use astrology for, to empower people, to find what we can learn from and grow from and improve and make our lives happy. So let's go through Mars retrograde. Now Mars is going to be retrograde. It's in Aries till October 4th, and then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. And it's going to be in Pisces from October 4th through December 24th. During this time, everything to do with anger issues are going to emerge, and it's going to concern certain houses depending on your ascendant. So if you don't know your sidereal Vedic ascendant, do not use your Western tropical ascendant. This will not work. So go to my website, use my free chart calculator, which is on my website, galacticcenter.org, and figure out what your ascendant is sidereally, okay? Usually it falls back a sign from your Western placement, but not completely. It falls back 24 degrees. So if your ascendant in Western may be in the very last degrees, it will end up in the very first degrees of the same sign. So don't count on it always going back one sign. So remember this, it's galacticcenter.org. I have a free chart calculator. Find out what your rising sign is as well as your moon sign. In Vedic astrology, we are trained that the moon is how we feel about everything. And what is more important than the way we feel? The ascendant is just what it is. It is what's going on in your life. So both points are very, very important. So what I want you to do is listen to your ascendant sign, which is we call it the Lagna, or it's either called the rising sign. It's actually the sign that is rising on the eastern horizon at your time of birth. So it's dependent on your time, so you have to know the time of birth. Otherwise, you can look at the moon sign. The moon stays in a sign for 2.5 days, so it's not as personal, but it's still very, very important. So look at your moon sign and your rising sign and listen to the ones I'm talking about. So let's start with Pisces. If you have a moon or your ascendants in Pisces, this means that Mars is going to be in your first house. And this represents you, your physical body, what you're all about, your personality. This could be one of the most difficult times in terms of triggering your issues of anger. Remember though, Mars going retrograde in the first house will make you think about all the things that you haven't gotten done lately and how pressured you are to get them done. But somehow something's blocking you from getting things done. Have you procrastinated? Are you procrastinating? Look at these issues because this is what you've got to really focus in on. And remember, I'm not just talking about if you have Pisces ascendant, but Pisces moon. You're going to feel the pressure to get things done that have not been complete, come to a conclusion, but you somehow feel pulled back. There's something that's making you feel pulled back. Analyze it from childhood experiences. What was it that made you procrastinate, not want to move forward with certain things? Guarantee you there's something that set in that You just simply didn't want to complete a project. When you realize what it is, it'll be easy. And when Mars starts to move direct, by the time of November 14th, it'll be so much easier. But see what it is you've left undone and it's time to do. So if your ascendant is Aries, then this means that, or your moon, it means that with Mars retrograde during this time, it's in your 12th house. What is the 12th house? It brings back all the old things from the past that you haven't dealt with. And these are people that you have to let go of, forgive. Just remember, would you rather be right or happy? Let it go. It's not important anymore. What's important is your peace of mind. And by letting old issues that you stay fixated and stuck on with certain people, by letting that go, you're going to find the world opens and progress. All your setbacks become moving forward, and you're going to be able to complete many things that were left undone. And be aware, also you might have some trouble sleeping, because you know the 12th house deals with our rest and sleep. So be aware that you're going to have to really start going to bed earlier, taking care of yourself, because the 12th house also deals with health issues. And you're going to get healthier when you let go of all that past stuff you've been hung up on forever. Let it go. So if your ascendant is Taurus, then this means that Mars is in your 11th house. And this could mean a lot of action, social events, but some of the people that possibly you didn't like before, their issues are going to come up, such as old friends or even an older sibling that you've got to deal with. You've got to face this and see, what is it that makes you so angry about the way they are? They are the way they are. You're never, ever going to change them. And don't try. Focus in on what you can do to change yourself. Focus in on what you have control over, not other people, because we can't deal with that. We'll never be able to change them. What a waste of valuable energy. So focus on your own desires and what it is that you feel like you've got to bring up and complete. Mars is energy. Use it properly. So that is if your ascendant or your moon is Taurus. Now we're going to talk about if your ascendant or your moon are in Gemini. This means that Mars is in your 10th house. And actually Mars does amazing in the 10th house. So something about your work is coming forward, something that you've always wanted to do concerning your career and your work. Now you'll be able to complete it. Move forward with it. Mars is giving you the power and to finish up and to bring up the things that you have been wanting to do concerning your work and your career, but you never have. Now's the time. Amazing things are going to happen and opportunities are going to come, especially when Mars turns direct after November 14th. You're on a roll, work-wise, career-wise, go with it. So if your ascendant or your moon is in Cancer, then this means that Mars is transiting your 9th house. And the 9th house deals with your beliefs, your spirituality, your truths. And you feel very adamant about expressing them. Or either you're held back in some way, but soon, through understanding, it's okay to express the way you feel. You don't need to pull back and be afraid to say what you truly believe. Because if you're afraid of what you believe, then you're going to attract nothing but people that you have to prove it to. You know, I used to do that all the time in astrology. I used to have to prove it to people, especially people that really are never going to believe in it, religious fanatics, Christians that said I was going to hell and all this. So I had all the Bible verses, everything all lined up. But because I was so fixated on trying to change them, I kept attracting these kind of people which was maddening when I finally didn't care anymore and said, I'm letting this go. I don't care if they believe me or not. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I quit attracting those people. All I attract is people that want to hear what I have to say. That's going to happen for you too. So if your ascendant or your moon are in Leo, this means that the Mars retrograde is in your 8th house. This is a deep, deep house. This deals with metaphysics, spirituality. This can take you to the depths of your soul if you look at it the right way. And don't be taken the wrong direction by worrying about all the fears that you have and crazy thoughts about wanting to overdo and overcompensate. This is all 8th house stuff. But with Mars being here, you have the opportunity to heal all this past stuff that revolves around fear, fear of death, fear of living, really. It's time to look deep within your heart and your soul. This is the most psychic house. Things will come up, and these are gifts for you to look at in terms of how you're going to heal it. So remember, this is going to bring up deep past fears. Remember, the houses that deal with the past are always going to be 4, 8, and 12. So things from the past are re-emerging for you to heal. Emotional, psychological issues, that's what the 8th house deals with, our psychology. And if there are some things that you've left undone, that you pushed away, haven't dealt with, now's the time to deal with it and heal it. So psychoanalysis would be a wonderful thing to do during this time. And even the 8th house is surgery. And I know many people say, oh, don't get surgery when Mars is retrograde. But Mars rules surgery. And when it goes retrograde, it may mean that you have to fix something that was done before. That's what retrogrades are all about, fixing what was incomplete before. So if your ascendant is Virgo, then this means that the Mars retrograde and your moon, don't forget ascendant and moon, this means Mars is retrograde in the 7th house from your ascendant. What is this all about? All the issues about your relationship and things that made you angry. You're going to get a great opportunity to heal all your past issues that infuriated you about your partner or about relationships in general. So this is the time to really heal, because if you clear the decks and heal this about relationships, then you do not have to be in dysfunctional relationships anymore. Just because your chart may say bad relationships, that just means you came here to heal that. And when you heal it, you do not have to deal with bad relationships anymore. So look at what's bringing and triggering your angers. Be able to talk about things with your partner without being angry and yelling and screaming. Yes, when you're angry, you've got to be able to just talk and say what's bothering you so that you can work it out, and not with anger behind it. That's how you're going to heal. So if your ascendant or your moon are in Libra, then this means that Mars is in the 6th house from your ascendant or your moon, and this means it's time to get rolling and start looking at how you're going to heal. Heal your physical body, your diet, your foods you eat, and exercise, and working conditions. It's time to work out some issues with some coworkers or employees, but however it is, it involves your day in to day out work activities, that things are going to come up. You've got to look at it square in the face and say, what is it that's making me angry about this person? And one of the things I ask that you do is communicate. Communication is the key to healing. I always say you got to feel to heal. But if you leave things unsaid, don't talk about them, guess what? Your mind starts to conjure up all sorts of ideas about what the other person's actually thinking, which 9 times out of 10 isn't even true. But when you talk about it, you come to terms with how each of you feel and you work things out. Do this in the workplace. Okay, so if your ascendant or your moon are in Scorpio, this means that the Mars is in your 5th house. 5th house deals with intelligence, the mind, how we think. So therefore, a lot's going to come up for you if your moon is in Scorpio or your ascendant's in Scorpio, because this 5th house is so creative too. It's going to trigger a lot of creative juices in making things, in terms of possibly writing, in terms of maybe some artwork, or just creating a business. This is the house that can deal with manifestation. And Mars there can trigger many things. Now, if you have children, realize something that they may be doing may infuriate you, may make you mad. What do? You talk about it. You don't start yelling. You try to get the child to speak their mind and what's making them react in the manner that's making you angry. Because discussion and talk will bring out healing. And when you express what you really feel, that's when you heal. So that's if your ascendant or moon are in Scorpio. Now, if your ascendant or your moon are in Sagittarius, then this means that Mars goes to your 4th house. This is all about home and family and your sense of security, which will be a little threatened, I might add, with Mars retrograde there. It's time for you to see why you're feeling threatened with your sense of security. And maybe it's time just to really face your fears. A lot of times when Mars is retrograde, things may break down in the house. So you've got to repair things. And because Mars is mechanical and retrograde, you'll find that even your car can break down. And that's mechanical. In the 4th house actually deals with vehicles and homes and property. Now, there could be some issues about your mother that will come up. Whether your mother's here or not, you have the opportunity to make peace with the way that she was, the way she was to you when you were a child. That brings up these anger issues because there's nothing you can do about it. It's all spilled milk. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to recognize what it was about and that you'll never be able to go back and change it. So you move on and let it go, because why waste energy on things we can't change? Such a waste of good energy. And Mars is beautiful, powerful energy that can direct us in the right way. So you may be moving. There may be something that comes up concerning real estate and property or working on the house. Pay attention. This is the time to look into this. So if your moon or ascendant are in Capricorn, then this means that Mars is in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house deals with self-expression. It deals with our courage, and we're a little reluctant to go into what we need to be doing. But if you have Capricorn as your ascendant, your Lagna, or your moon, then it's telling me the best thing you can do to process your feelings is to journal. The 3rd house deals with self-expression, especially the written word. And if you can take this time to process your feelings about what comes up, what you're angry about, through journaling, you will most certainly heal it. It will be a time of great healing from past emotional issues. Now, another thing that the 3rd house deals with specifically is brothers and sisters. So don't be surprised when some issues come up that you have to work on and heal and resolve in accordance to your siblings. Yes, there can be some tough ones, but realize, number one, you're never going to change them. Number two, what you have control over is how you feel about your reactions to them, and this can change. So if your ascendant or your moon are in Aquarius, then this means that Mars is in the second house from either your moon or ascendant. And what is this all about? The second house deals a lot with our early childhood experiences. And it deals with our sense of who we are in terms of our values. So Mars will bring a lot of this up, our personal values, what it is that makes us angry about other people. Remember, when you're judging other people, you're projecting something of yourself onto them. Believe it or not, let that go. That is very harmful. So take it back, look at what you have control over, work on your own sense of what you value. Plus, with Mars being there, you may find that there's some things you have to spend money on unexpectedly. Mars is quick and furious, and in the house of money, money goes out, but usually money does come in. So remember, during the time that it's retrograde, it may be that you're not getting as much, but it should come in. So what you put out, where you spend, where you give, you will receive back. Remember that. And one more thing, be careful what you're eating and what you're saying, because the second house is our voice. It's what goes in our mouth and what comes out of our mouth. So you have to be very cautious to eat better and to use your words better with Mars in the second house, because many times when you're angry, with Mars transiting second house, you will say things you wish you didn't. Please be careful and have forethought before you say the things, to express yourself in a calm demeanor that brings peace and compromise to everyone. So I think I've covered all the signs. So I hope that you'll look into these areas that I just mentioned to better heal and help yourself. Because remember, astrology is to better understand ourselves and make life better. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to study Vedic astrology with me, I have an all-online university. It is stellar. Check it out. It is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.